Even before Ian demolished Southwest Florida communities, it did some damage on this coast. Two tornadoes touched down in Pembroke Pines and Hollywood Tuesday night, flipping aircraft at Perry Airport right there, uprooting trees and damaging homes. Many in Broward are still cleaning up, and many are stepping up to provide aid in a variety of ways to the neighbors on the other side of I-75. Michael Udine is Broward's mayor, live with us today. Mr. Mayor, great to see you.
Thank you for having me, Glenna. I enjoy speaking with you and bringing updates to any of our residents throughout the state.
Well, let's start there then. We've talked for almost an hour about what's going on right now in Fort Myers and the surroundings. There are people in Broward County who kind of were shell-shocked from tornadoes this week, and there was considerable damage. How are they doing?
They're doing well. I was down at North Perry Airport the morning after. There were two tornadoes that touched down on the area that flipped some planes, that did some minor structural damage. The airport team was fantastic. They were out there right away. Thank God there was no injury. There was no loss of life. They cleaned it up and got North Perry Airport open within 48 hours. There was some property damage, but property damage can be, fixed. Thank God no one was hurt. We had a little bit in Port Everglades. Some cargo containers were moved around. But, they got that open right away. Our professional team there, our emergency management teams made sure that the port was back online as soon as the Coast Guard, gave approval, and fuel tankers were going in and out of the port right away to make sure Florida had fuel and jet fuel, diesel fuel throughout the state of Florida. So I'm proud of our team at Broward County. They did an excellent job making sure that our residents were taken care of. And now they're doing even more, trying to help our brothers and sisters and our neighbors on the west coast of Florida.
So let's talk about that a little bit, because we've seen, there's been video of these convoys going across I-75. And of course, you have the urban search and rescue teams there from Miami and Miami-Dade, Miami Beach first responders, Coral Gables first responders, so many in Broward. Broward is part of the urban search and rescue. I know you have some crews over there. Have they checked in? What have they found?
We have crews over there. We have about 30 people from the Broward, search and rescue teams that are out there that are helping people, devastation on those barrier islands. One of the other things that we're doing is our Broward Transit Department is actually busing workers over there that can go work during the day and then bus them home in the evening. Because remember, there's really nowhere for them to stay when they're there, but they do need the people there. Working with FDOT, our different road crews, and different people that can help to get them up and open, as quickly as possible. So it's really been an all hands on deck from all of the departments within Broward County. Things that you don't even really think about. Our Visit Lauderdale team is reaching out to over 500 hoteliers on this coast to make sure that they're a place to put people if people are coming over here, to get out of the way of cleanup, if they've lost things, whatever it may be. It's an all hands on deck for Broward County. Interestingly enough, the county administrator of Lee County was a former Broward County administrator, Roger Desjardins. So our professional team in Broward County has worked with a lot of Lee County's professional team. So not only is it the right thing to do from a human level, it's from a professional level. There's a lot of people that are deeply affected by all this.
Do you think that people also are deeply affected by it because you have a lot of people on the mirroring coast saying, there but for the grace of God or whoever you believe in, go I?
It could happen. We've tried in Broward County to do what we can to build, more resilient buildings. We saw what happened a couple decades ago, obviously with Hurricane Andrew, which kind of shaped the Southeast Florida community. These storms can come anywhere. They can do damage wherever they hit landfall, and that's why I think you see an outpouring of support from the entire state of Florida. Southeast Florida, everywhere, because everybody knows that this is something that could happen to them. So I'm grateful for all of the Broward County residents, employees, and everyone who steps up to the plate to help out. We have set up things with our payroll deductions so that employees can deduct from payroll to send over there. I know that the visitflorida.org website is up for people who want to volunteer, people who want to donate. There's a lot of ways to help. Our local synagogues, our local faith-based community is stepping up. And I think really it's is going to be a long-term response to this. Sometimes, in the news cycles, we kind of forget quickly. I think the message that we should be sending to Southwest Florida is we will be there for the long haul. And their neighbors in Southeast Florida, Broward, Miami-Dade, Palm Beach, we're going to be there to help, as this moves forward.
This may be a bit premature, but watching what happened with the sort of evacuation issues that they had there and the storm track and the protocols that we see probably didn't really match up at this point. Do you foresee Broward County rethinking evacuation orders or learning a lesson and handling that maybe a bit differently because of this?
Well, we have a fantastic emergency management team in Broward County, and what we do is we constantly tabletop these type of exercises. We constantly look to make these procedures better and to make these procedures faster and more palatable to the public. Just when you talk about simple things with sheltering people, we've tried to open, when we did it, more shelters with pets, because think about it. People don't want to leave their houses and, they have issues with their pets. Evacuating, sheltering people is always a very complicated and complex process that's always being studied by the experts to see how we can do it better. People in many cases don't always take these warnings as serious. People get complacent. But we see if you're in a very vulnerable situation, it's so important to listen and to, follow local emergency managers. In Broward County, we have a very robust, vulnerable population that signs up every beginning of every hurricane season, so we can make sure that they're properly taken care of. We try to do as many public service announcements and push as much stuff out to the public as far as preparation. Sure. And oh, by the way, we're still in hurricane season for another month or so.
I actually was just going to say that we're right. Still in the thick of it. Mayor Michael Udine.
So we still have all hands on deck.
All hands on deck. And on that note, I want to thank you and keep safe, and thanks for all you do.
Thank you so much, Glenna.